One of the first reviews I set to make on was the original Mega Man. That did not work out. Within time passing, I've become very unhappy with the final product of the video. Believe it or not, I made that video when I was half asleep and I felt like rushing it through just to get something out before the Monday the video came out. As a result, I did not feel the review was genuine enough. The review seemed too long, and I realize now that I allowed myself to speak. There's really only one thing I could do, and that's to redo the review. So let's go back to the start and review the original Mega Man for the NES with my genuine thoughts. This game is the origin of how Mega Man series got started, and it's certainly not like Mega Man 2. Rather than have a complete set of 8 Robot Masters that a future game would set a precedent on, the game sells down for 6 Robot Masters. Take it or leave it. The concept of choosing your own Robot Master was always a staple in the Mega Man series, as far back as the beginning of the games. While playing the level, you come to learn they are not kind to anyone at all. These levels seem to be progressing as if they are rushing and throwing stuff right at you. What also does not help is how slippery the controllers in the game feel. Mega Man has a little slide when you jump, and that slide could either make you the air platform or break you towards your death. It makes the game very uncomfortable to play, and as a result you have to slowly master controllers along as you play. What I think has happened is the game was really rushed from the beginning of the production, and in order to get Capcom's idea out there as fast as possible, they decided to quickly throw together a platform with a blue bomber, and when playing the game you quickly learn that this is not a well composed game. As a matter of fact, the first Mega Man game really lacks any substantial to be a really enjoyable NES game, which is a real shame, especially for the start of a good series. I imagine if this were the only Mega Man game, this game would either be forgotten or very underrated. I don't even want to get into the music of the game. The music in this game lacks any substance into being an enjoyable NES game. It really sounds like the first time the NES sound designer compiling all their skills together and calling it a day. Poor skills, mind you. I realize I shouldn't be harsh. This is only the first Mega Man game, and would seem quite unfair to criticize new concept when it was initially made. But I've always come to wonder, I wonder what would happen if this was the only Mega Man game ever made. What if there is no Mega Man 2 or 3? I've always wondered. Either this game be forgotten and become some sort of underrated gem for the NES, or the game would be infamous for being unfair in the same vein that was Ghosts and Goblins, another Capcom game. Except this just being outright difficult to control and giving too much power to the enemies of the game. Perhaps the first Mega Man game has some philosophy to it, and mind you, this is just my theory. The reality is this was Capcom's first attempt to spin to something new, something Capcom wanted to try, a platformer, and yet with their first attempt it did not work out. Perhaps this isn't necessarily just a thing that happens to them, but rather us in general. What we have to realize when we all create our first special creation, the blunt and honest truth was it's not really that good when you look back. But what were we able to do? We did not have a blueprint of ours that we followed or created. And as a matter of fact, we can all see the game in a deep lens, which involves looking to ourselves and our flaws in the projects we make. This is definitely unintentional on Capcom's part, but as a result we want to take something in from this game, that our first shot isn't always the best, and that is okay. What else can we do but try to create the first one, and as a result we develop a blueprint for our future projects. As the ending of Mega Man says, the never-ending battle continues, and in a sense that's real life itself. The battle is not with each other, but the battle of living and finding out what we can do to improve ourselves, and the results to continue being ourselves and know there's a possible second chance. It doesn't erase the fact this game sucks, but it also doesn't erase the possibility there is an intent for future improvements. which would be shown. Back to the main review, the game seems breakable, and as a result, you too yourself can break the game and spam pause on certain bosses. It seems in a sense this all comes together. Perhaps I'm a little overseeing things combining philosophy with just a video game. There needs to be a balance. The first Mega Man game is a result of a franchise taking baby steps, and perhaps taking a hopeful view, especially in the end of the game. We see Mega Man running back to the lab, and we take the basic idea of what Mega Man really is as a result. Just characters who choose to fight for everlasting peace. And as he keeps running with nothing but a gold mine, despite seeming like a weak start, it really sets the stance for what the future of the Mega Man series will be. From a simple sense of running and gunning, this will expand to something that a player back in 1987 could not imagine. And even though this is not the best Mega Man game, it doesn't make it the worst video game ever. In fact, this game is not forgotten, and without this game, we come to realize this is essentially an establishment of what Mega Man will become in the future.